It's been a while, and he's kind enough to join us on the program. There he is. Rafael, how are you, my friend?
What's up, Ria? I'm doing good. How about you, man?
Doing very well. Thank you for joining us. Good to talk to you again. It has been a minute, as they say, and a lot to talk to you about. Could I ask, first off, I noticed recently you told me this, and then I went back and saw it on your Instagram. You've moved back to Rio, to Brazil, no longer in Southern California. Why did you do that?
Yeah, not anymore. I still have my house in there. I still have my house in California, but I decided to, I don't know, man, I just want to change, the environment, change my mind a little bit, being in Rio for me after like 10 years, it's been good. Be back to my roots, and so I decided to move here for training and to have the last shot on that belt, like the last run on the title. So I know, like, I don't have too many years on me, but like, and then I move here because I want to do my last run for the title.
Now you have, relatively young kids. You all moved to Rio? Everyone? You got everyone to leave?
Everybody.
Wow.
Everybody. I got 12 years old. I got 3 years old. So we live here in Rio. I brought the whole family. So we're going to stay, I came to stay 1 year at first, but looks like we're going to go for the second year.
Okay. And you miss California?
I miss, but like, it's been good to be in Rio too, back on the days when I lived here, always poor with no money to do anything. So it's been good being in Rio with a little bit of money.
And the acai is way better in Rio than it is in California, right? Not even close.
Incredible.
I've never had a food that tastes so much better in one place as opposed to the other. Like when I go to BB Sucos in Rio, I haven't been for several years, I feel like I'm in heaven. I feel like the gods are raining down on me. And then when I eat it here in America, it tastes like it's bland. It's not that. It's filled with all kinds of nonsense. You know what I'm talking about, right? I want to bathe in it.
Oh yeah, in California we eat blueberries.
Yeah.
With apple juice. That's why we eat. So in Brazil we have the real acai with guaraná. That's why it tastes so different.
So good, so good. Changed my life when I had it for the first time. All right, so you're back in Rio. However, we haven't seen you, like I said, in a little over a year. Your last fight, November 14th, 2020 against Paul Felder. Great fight, great story with Paul taking the fight on short notice. What has happened? What have you been dealing with this past year?
Yeah, when I fought Felder, I was struggling with some like abdominal pain and some pain on my groin. And then I fought like that. I couldn't throw my left kick during the whole fight camp. I heard doing sprints on uphill. And then I started feeling that thing bugging me, and I couldn't figure out the problem in the United States. I did a couple of MRIs. I couldn't figure out what was going on. And when I came to Rio, because I got a call to fight Tony Ferguson, and then I came to Rio to start my fight camp with André Pederneiras and Nova União. And then I couldn't get better. And then I did some MRI that calls with a Valsalva maneuver. It's a type of MRI that you do, like you kind of move and you kind of put pressure during the MRI.
Oh wow!
And then they find out my abdominal wall was create some space. That's why I was having that. It called sport hernia.
Yes.
Very hard to find out what it was, and then I got the surgery. It's been a rough year, and then I got a surgery in March. And got back training, make weight for corner fight, and be a backup guy for corner for a year. And I was getting ready for Islam, and my knee, boom. Damn. My meniscus. And I had it removed. So now I'm here. Can't wait to be back in the octagon.
So 2 surgeries.
in 6 months. Yes.
Man. And I'm sure the hernia killed, right?
Yeah, the hernia was the worst, man, because I had two. I have one like big cut on my abdomen
Oh,
and another one on my adductor, right on my groin. So it was two little holes, one big one, the other one little small. And but it took a while, man. It took me like 8 weeks to do something. Was pretty hard on my body.
and this Tony Ferguson fight, when was that?
Was in May. So and then Benu took the fight. That one,
Oh,
Benny Dariush took the fight because that fight supposed to be me, but like I couldn't, get better. And then I say, hey, I'm gonna pass the ball.
sure. And I don't think a lot of people knew that you were the backup for Conor and Poirier until we saw you there in Las Vegas. That was kind of kept under wraps.
Yeah. That I text Dana and I offer myself.
Huh.
I was coming off surgery. I was in a good weight. I was staying away from the acai in Rio. So I'm keeping myself around 180, 182 at the most. So I'm doing my best to stay light. And then I called Dana. I say, Dana, if you need a backup, I'm here. And Sean Shelby reached out to my manager and say, hey, we're gonna fly Rafa to Las Vegas. And say, let's go. And I made weight. So that was good for me to keep my mind busy.
Sure. And they paid you for that, right?
Yeah, they did.
Good money?
Good money.
All right.
Good money.
Not bad.
Was good.
But now that's twice that a Conor fight falls through. Obviously very different than the first time. Was that frustrating? Like, were you secretly praying that something would happen so that you can fight him?
Like that's actually 3 times because we're supposed to fight for the welterweight belt too.
Yes. By the way, no one believes me. I've reported that multiple times, and till this day, people don't believe me that in May of 2018, right? It was May of 2018. You guys were supposed to fight for the interim welterweight title, and then the thing in Brooklyn happened, and it all blew up, right?
Yeah.
Crazy. So then you're there.
Yeah, but I was there on fight week, and I was ready to go. If something happened with one of the guys, I was ready to jump in. Doesn't matter if it was Conor or Poirier. And until Saturday 1 p.m., they kept me on backup.
Wow.
If something happened, so I'm ready to jump in with either one of the guys, but. Good for them. Nothing happened. I wasn't praying for anything bad happened to them. I was just there. Make weight, make my money, but I was ready to go. I wanted to fight actually.
Now, what about this scene? It's Friday morning. You weigh in. You're at the Apex. You have posted the clip, and what happens? You and Conor have a bit of an exchange of words. You said in the clip that he was trying to come up behind you. What happened? Tell us the story.
Yeah, I had just make weight and I saw him walk to the scale. He made weight as well. And then he walked to the medicals. And then I saw him coming, I saw him on the corner of my eyes. But my corners, nobody saw it. Just, I caught him on the corner of my eyes and then we kind of make eye contact from far. I saw he saw me there. And then I kept him on the corner of my eyes. I don't want to stare at him, anything but when I look and then he was staring at me and he's supposed to turn right and get out of the building. But he started walking towards me. And then I stood up and said, hey man, what are you staring at me? And then everything got caught on camera and that was it. He probably was trying to sneak from behind and do something stupid. Who knows? You guys all know Conor. He probably will try to do something.
What do you make of what's become of Conor with the injuries, the losses? Do you think he can get back on track?
Yeah, man. If he's really run, if he got his mind in place, he can get back to the top, I believe. But yeah, it's a heart injury, like, but and after at the end of the day, I know like I got the same, pretty much, that injury on my jaw.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but it's when it's bone to bone, not ligaments involved, it's much easier to heal. It looks ugly on TV, but actually it's just bone to bone. Like if you put some screws and some plates, it's gonna be strong. It's gonna be kicking again. But yeah, I think if he got his mind on place, he still can he's Conor McGregor. He can cut the line for him is way shorter than for other fighters.
The jaw injury, that's UFC 91, Jeremy Stevens, right?
No, that was my first UFC fight. The jaw injury was against Clay Guida.
Oh, Clay Guida. That's right.
Yeah, it was in UFC Oakland, I believe.
117.
Was when Anderson Silva fought Chael Sonnen.
That's right. I mixed the two. Yes, I'm getting old. UFC 117.
117.
That's right.
I feel old too because all those guys, they all retired.
I know.
Almost everybody on their card.
It's crazy. Do you like? Are you shocked that you're still around?
Yeah, man, I feel great. Anyway, I'm just turning 37 years old, and I feel good. I feel like I want it so much. I still have that drive on me, and I'm as dials at day one. It's just like, these injuries been bugging me, but I think everything gonna pass, and I will, put on a good like win streak and be busy. That's all I want.
Now, what about you and Islam Makhachev? You were supposed to fight last year, and then of course after all of this, you're booked to fight. Now, I remember you saying you'll fight him if you beat him, you get to fight Khabib. And then they gave you the fight. Does that mean that was agreed upon? Like, did Khabib actually agree to this stipulation?
I don't know. Like, I haven't. So that's what I want. I would. The plan was call it out. When I beat him, because they want it so bad. They want to fight me so bad. Okay, RDS. Okay, I fight Islam. He wasn't ranked like near me, I think, at the time. And I said, okay, I fight the guy. You guys wanted me to fight him so much? Okay, if I beat him, you fight me then. So let's see how much you trust on him.
Mm-hmm. But to the best of your knowledge, he never agreed to that, or did he? Did Khabib agree to this?
No, the best of my knowledge, no.
Okay. Why do you think they wanted you to fight him so bad?
I don't know, man. I have no idea. Maybe they think I'm an easy fight. So it's easy. Once we get locked on the octagon, it's a different story. But here's the thing. They didn't want to fight me to 5 rounds. That's a fact. Because I told UFC, I said, I want to fight him 5 rounds. He doesn't want it. He want to fight 3 rounds. So that's the thing. That showed me something.
And to be clear, when you say they wanted you to fight him, the they, is that the UFC or is that his team?
His team. His team.
Okay. Which, management team you used to be a part of?
Yes.
Do you think they're coming after you?
Yeah, I'm here, I don't know, like maybe I'm a former champion. I'm still around. I move up division. I fought for the title, and I drop back down, and then I come back to the lightweight division. I beat a legit guy, Paul Felder. Islam, he kept like talking crap on internet. Okay, you pull out. You pull out on fight week, my friend. Don't forget that, And then I fought Paul Felder on short notice, hard fight. Paul Felder's, guy had a big heart. And then I beat a legit guy. So, but then, my body just like, it's a combat sport, like we had contact with each other, and then I hurt my knee and things happen, but I'm recovering. I'll be back in there.
Did you see his recent win over Dan Hooker? And if so, are you impressed?
Not at all. I think no disrespect with Dan Hooker, but once Islam took him down, he couldn't get on his side. Like he was flat on the ground. I'm a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, and people who has a little bit of experience fighting from the bottom, they know you should never be flat on your back. And Dan Hooker was completely flat on his back. He had fought like 3 rounds a month before. I know that counts, that's hard on the body too. With all that travel going to Abu Dhabi, Islam was already there. He got his team over there. So it was a good fight for him, man. It was a good matchup for him.
Who do you think wins, Islam or Beneil Dariush?
I think I was even, talking to Beneil the other day. We friends. And I think Beneil, if he work like smart, if he trained smart, he gonna beat Islam Makhachev.
Wow. If
he trained smart, I think he got the tools. He's very durable, very hard to grapple. He's tough guy. I think he can beat Islam.
Just curious, while I'm asking you predictions, who do you think wins next week? Charles Oliveira or Dustin Poirier?
Charles Oliveira. Yeah, if he tried to trade, exchange with Poirier, he can get caught. But Poirier is not a guy that's very hard to take down. I think Charles, they're gonna get in the scramble, and Charles is gonna finish him.
So, in a perfect world for you, when do you return?
January.
Oh,
that I already asked PFC, so I want to fight January. That is a show in Anaheim.
Yeah,
it's like 30 minutes away from my house, so that will be the perfect scenario for me. And I already contact UFC, and I say I want to be on that card.
Perfect opponent for that card.
I see guys like Tony Ferguson has nobody, and we have would be a good rematch. I think when I fought Tony on the wrong time. I should not take that fight. Was a very coming off title loss, and right away jumping in another fight in Mexico City on the altitude wasn't a good moment. I was leaving King's MMA. It was a very, very bad moment for me, and I would love to run that match again, to have that match again with Tony. The other guy is Chandler, maybe, but I think it's too soon for him. I don't know if he want to fight that soon, but I just want to be there, man. I just want to compete, just want to fight, whatever.
Conor McGregor, Khabib Nurmagomedov, Islam Makhachev. Can you rank them in terms of how badly you want to fight them?
That's a hard one. I think Conor would be the first one. Khabib second, Islam third.
And why Conor over Khabib?
Conor, because it's been like we were talking like 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
Forget money, not about money fight. Khabib would be a money fight too, but just because I got hurt, couldn't fight, and then the bus thing happened in New York, and and Khabib, because I had my loss that day, and he beat me that day. It doesn't mean that that's what crazy about MMA. He was better than me that night. It doesn't mean that if we fight again, he's gonna beat him again, So, and then I think that I would rank those 3 guys like that.
It feels to me like before it's all said and done for both of you, it would be somewhat of a shame if you never get to fight Conor. Like, I feel like we need some closure on the whole, UFC 196 thing.
Yeah, I think, man, we have a history, we have a big history, and it could happen. I think that has a big potential. potential of happening. Conor is gonna come back by mid of 2022, and I'm here. I'm still in the mix. I'm top 6. I haven't fought in 2 years, and I went up to the 2 position on the ranking, which is crazy to me. But yeah, I'm still there on the mix, so I can't be back there and be fighting again.
It's just so crazy to me, like how much in terms of the history of the UFC changed as a result of what happened with that card. Like who knows, the Nate Diaz stuff, the sale of the UFC. Like, I don't know if all these things happen the way in which they do if that fight goes through. It's a crazy, like, sliding doors moment in the history of the sport.
Yeah, it was crazy. A lot of things could change that night. But yeah, and I know definitely I was on fire, man. I was training so well, and was only like 10 days, 2 weeks before the fight. I don't know if I ever told that story, how that injury happened.
Tell us.
Was crazy, like the backstory. I had this guy helping for spar, and I felt him like a little bit too much, like he was too flashy, like. And then I told Rafael Cordeiro, I said, Rafael, let's put that guy, aside, so I don't feel too safe training with him. He's going too crazy sometimes, and I don't feel I wanna, save myself. And then, okay, let's put him aside. And last sparring session, everybody picked their partners. Who was the only guy left?
Oh, come on.
And I kind of turned it away, and then I look into Cordeiro, and he goes, okay, let's go. Last one, 5th round. Let's go one more. And then I went to that guy that I didn't want to train. And then I kind of leg kick him. He just left his leg a little bit, like lifted his leg, and I kicked it right on his kneecap. And I broke my foot.
Man, 5th round, last training session?
Last point session. And everybody picked their partners, and then I kind of walk away, and that was the only big guy over there, only he on the mat. And then, okay, let's go, the last one. And then I broke the foot. Oh, it's funny.
I
gotta laugh.
Did you freak out when it happened? Like, did you lose your cool? I mean, how did you react?
I know. And then I felt like it buckled a little bit. I kept going.
Oh.
I kept going. 5th round, I kept going. And then I noticed after training that I felt some like pop on my foot. And then I took my shin pad and I saw like it was like it feel like a tennis ball on the side of my foot, pretty big. And right after training, I jumped on my car. I drove to LAX to pick up one of my coaches on the airport. He arrived from Abu Dhabi.
Oh.
And by the time he got on the car, he said, how's training? How's everything? I said, look at my foot. And then my foot was a balloon, like was huge.
Wow.
And then I went to the doctor. That was Friday. And then I said, I'm going to wait until Monday. If I don't have to wear a cast, if I don't have to wear a hard cast, I'm still going to fight. But I went to the doctor. I said, hey, man, you need a cast. You can't. I said, can I just... I couldn't walk. I couldn't do anything. And then he put him on a hard cast.
And then that was it.
5 weeks. That was it.
Were you depressed?
No, not really.
What?
I was a champ at the time.
Right.
I had the belt home. And funny thing, I was coming out of the doctor right after the fight. I went to the doctor to do something, some like checkup. And then I was hungry. I was in LA, and then I put I have never told this story to nobody, just to close friends. And then I was hungry driving back home, and then I put on Google some Whole Food around me. And then I found some Whole Foods, and I went there to grab a bite. Was me and my wife. And then I had that little, little cart that you put your knee, and then you start sliding like the little scooter. And was a Whole Food in Santa Monica. And guess who was on the hot bar getting food.
Connor?
Nate Diaz. I kind of,
Come on.
yeah. And then I look at him, he starts sizing me up, and then thing was getting like, I say, man, I look at him and say, it looks like he's gonna fight me with a broken foot. And I he kind of look at me, and then we kind of, look at each other. And my wife said my hairs on my head did like that, like a dog.
Wow.
My wife, she was so afraid because she was near me, and she said, I saw your hair doing that, like a dog ready to fight. I was really ready to fight. Nate straight and said, he's going to jump on me. I'm going to fight him here.
Wait, so
and
no hello, no nothing, just staring at each other.
No, like he was on the, like, I was like 5 feet away from him. He was on the hot, was really close. And he looked at me and kind of look at my foot, and he said something like, it's hard to understand what he said. And he said like, get better, something like that. I couldn't hear well. I say, okay, congrats to your fight, but something like that, and he walked away.
So this was after he had already accepted the fight?
No, that was after the fight.
Oh, this is after the fight, after he beat Connor. Oh my gosh. Wow. How long after?
Maybe 2 days.
Oh my God.
Maybe Monday or Tuesday.
So
after the fight.
That is wild. Of all the people.
Yeah. I never met, nobody. Like, very hard to meet fighters in LA. I never did. So I met Nate right after I still have black eyes and all of that.
Yeah, he should have thanked you in that moment.
Right? Should at least pay me dinner.
Yeah, something. I mean, a little, but buy your hot meal that you were getting over there at Whole Foods. Nothing. Instead, he's sizing you up. I mean, that's classic Nate Diaz. It's just one of the great what if moments in the history of the sport. By the way, I don't know if you saw your old foe Kevin Lee released yesterday. What do you think of that news?
I said that was crazy, man. I between all, that would be the last guy that I thought UFC would release. He's so young, so much talent. He just needs to get his mind, straight. But like I was surprised with that news. Wasn't happy for.
No, it's very unfortunate, but he's still 29, right? I mean, he could still, I know you fought him, you beat him, but I think he could still have a very bright future in the sport.
Definitely. He's a very talented guy, very strong. He could be champion, man, like he's, when I saw that, I didn't know he was that young. When I saw he's 20, got almost 10 years on him.
Yeah. 8 years in the UFC, but he's been doing this a very long time. So I'm happy to hear you're okay. No more injuries. You're back home in Rio. Good vibes, good acai. And you're hoping to fight in January. And you'd love to fight Tony Ferguson. But you're open to anything, basically. You just want to get back in there, and you feel you got one title run left in you, right? One more shot at the belt, 155, right? No more 170, 155.
155. That was what UFC come to us and they asked, okay, it gotta be. So they offer me a 6-fight contract and say it gotta be at 155.
Oh.
At first, they let us choose which division we want to be. Say, okay, let's do the contract, and we were asking for money, and then they got us to the money that we want. But okay, it has to be at 155. We're gonna do this, but has to be at 155. And then I'm living on diet. I'm living on good habits all year round. Walking around 182, 183 at the most. And it's time. It's time for me to. That's why I moved to Brazil. Say I want to be here. I want to train. I want to, I have good doctors. I have good coaches in here. So it changed the environment for me too, you know. It feels like when I moved to California 10 years ago, and I'm in Brazil now, so I gotta make things work.
And by the way, this contract, when did you sign it?
I signed it right before Felder's fight.
Okay, all right. So 5 left.
So I have 5 more.
Okay. Well, congrats on that. Congrats on getting healthy, and I'm looking forward to your return, Rafael. Always great to talk to you. You always you give us good stories, and that one about Nate and everything with Connor, that was classic stuff. I can't imagine what that must have felt like for you after seeing him beat Connor. Hopefully, one of these days we'll see that fight finally. And I'd love to see you versus Islam at some point as well. The back and forth between you guys on Twitter is pretty fun. I mean, I know you're writing the tweets. I don't know. Is he writing the tweets or is someone writing the tweets for him? I'm not sure.
Yeah, maybe they always together, you know,
Yeah.
Let's think that way. They always together in the same room.
Right. Fair enough. Great stuff. And all the best to you. Happy holidays and looking forward to your return next year.
Thank you, Ariel. My pleasure. Take care.
Talk to you soon. There he is, Rafael dos Anjos. What a story there.